Well, BC's booze policy is getting a review. The province's outdated liquor laws are thought by many to be a prohibitionist hangover. The BC government is now undergoing stakeholder meetings and hearings from the public about how they want the laws to change. Paige McPherson joins us in Vancouver with some of the details on this. Good morning, Paige.
Yeah, so this is definitely good news, especially for restaurant owners and those who maybe own private liquor stores here in BC, because the government has decided to undertake a review, as you mentioned, of some of the more outdated liquor laws that are currently in legislation. The review, actually, the government has appointed a parliamentary secretary for liquor law reform, so certainly they're getting on with that process. But I just want to take you through a little bit of these laws and just how the liquor system works here in BC. I will mention that it is a public-private liquor store setup, so there can be private liquor stores, which may seem for our friends in Ontario and people in other provinces that don't have that a little bit better for the consumers. But the laws that are under review, there still are some antiquated ones here. First of all, parents can't bring minors into pubs that are serving food during the day. So if you want to go in and grab a bite with your kids, you're not able to do that. Wine and alcohol cannot be sold at farmers markets. Spas and other services like that cannot serve alcohol, and they cannot obtain a license of any kind. And for restaurants who are just starting up, it often takes over a year for a bar or a pub or a restaurant to obtain a liquor license. So these are very limiting laws. These are just 4 of the ones that the government have noted that are under review. But I can take you through some of the other antiquated liquor laws that some people, such as the BC Restaurant and Food Association, are hoping to see reviewed as well. First of all, domestic wineries in BC have different regulations for import wineries. So if you're selling wine from anywhere else other than BC, it's a little bit trickier for you. There are also many issues around government liquor stores resisting more privatization. I mentioned that there is that public-private makeup, but the unionized workers in the government liquor stores really resist any further privatization, which can really be hard on those running private liquor stores who already are at a competitive disadvantage because it's very difficult to compete price-wise, obviously, with the government-run liquor stores. There's also no wholesale pricing for restaurants. So restaurants in BC actually have to pay the same price for a bottle of wine that you or I would pay in the liquor store. So that's pretty ridiculous. Also, restaurants can only purchase their liquor from government liquor stores. So while there is the option for me to go out to a private liquor store and purchase alcohol, restaurants cannot do that. They have to purchase from these government-run liquor stores, which I'll mention are also not open on Sundays for some reason. So definitely there are some of these laws that are going to be under review, putting them under a microscope. Christy Clark, the Premier here, we may have remembered at the Premier's conference, that Council of Federations that happened recently, actually asked other provinces to free up their import and export laws when it comes to wine, because BC has already started doing that. So she is urging other provinces to do that as well, particularly in Ontario. She was urging Premier Kathleen Wynne. So we are already seeing a little bit of the freeing up, I guess a little wine freedom when it comes to the importing and exporting. The feds are also behind that. But when it comes to these liquor store laws, these challenges that restaurants face in BC, a lot of them are really antiquated. They do sort of take us back to that sort of prohibitionist lifestyle, that people can't make their own choices about, you know, when they want to purchase liquor, or if they want to take their kid into a pub to eat some lunch. Even though a lot of these pubs may have children's menus, they're not able to take their kids in during the day. So it is a little bit ridiculous, and certainly good news, I guess, for the Restaurants Association, whom I'm actually going to be speaking with a little bit later in the morning, Pat. So certainly I'll bring you those updates from the Restaurant and Food Association here when I get them.
Good news, Paige. I'll drink to that.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks.
Paige McPherson in Vancouver.